All right. What up, what up, what up? I don't know if anyone's in here. It's Kurt. Kurt's in here. What up, Kurt? Don, my man. He's in here too. Boys, say hi.
What's up, Don?
What up, Don? What up? Oh,
Kurt.
Max. Maxwell's here too. The Patreon members are all here. What guys?
Good to see you, boys.
Welcome.
It's good to see you. So we actually haven't hit the record button yet, so we're just kind of giving people a chance to come on in for a second.
Is John in yet?
John's not here yet. No, at least he hasn't said anything. There's no way of me telling how many people are in here.
Right.
All I can see is who's commented. And if, on your guys' end, Adam and Jordan, you can bring up the video on a different window or whatever. You could see this chat too if you wanted.
Right on YouTube, eh?
Yeah, it's right on the page. Kurt with the heart. That way I don't have to repeat myself 1.5 times.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so we're going to have to figure out exactly how we want to, if people ask questions, do we want to kind of finish our thought and then answer said questions or wait till the end? Or I don't know. What do you guys think of the shirt? Jordan, show off.
Oh yeah, I gotta show off a little bit. Got the new swag here.
Oh, it's looking good. If only you had coffee, you could drink out of a mug.
That's what a great thing. Let me just take a quick sip. The freshest tea.
We'll get into the merch stuff. Adam, are you open into the thing?
I'm looking right now. I'm not. I typed in next step fan.
Well,
football.
Adam, I shared it on the Facebook page, so you can just click the link there.
Oh, that'd be pretty easy, huh?
Are you going to do that, Jordan? I'm just asking so I don't have to repeat myself.
Yeah, no, I got it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and Don said Miles Sanders is there with him watching. So
Yeah, he could stay home.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah,
He could stay. The black the black is sick. It is sick. And so we originally just have it as t-shirts right now, but Jordan went above and beyond and got it as a little crew neck. So,
Yeah, I love the crew neck.
it's just a little bit more expensive, all that stuff. So, we can get into it. Adam, Jordan, you guys ready? We'll hit the record button and kind of do our thing. Anyone who's in the chat, feel free to keep talking in there, talk to each other, talk to us, we'll talk to you,
John, let Adam cook. I love it.
Oh, jeez. Need logo pint glasses, he says. Yes.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
awesome. Let me just, Jordan, I'm just going to pull up the itinerary quick.
Yeah, let's
It
do
seems
it.
a little laggy on the YouTube, though, boys.
It is a delay. Yeah.
There's a delay. Yeah, it's 15 seconds or something like that.
Oh, okay.
They do that just in case. I don't know. I guess now I'm thinking about it, because you would think they do it just in case something goes seriously wrong, but I can't really stop it.
Nothing we can do.
Yeah,
Nothing back now.
so.
Yep.
Oh, my kid woke up. That's not good. All right. Well, if you hear my kid, sorry. So here we go. You guys ready?
Yep,
Oh,
let's go.
really?
All right, let's do it. Welcome back to Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast, where we're here to help you take the next step in your fantasy journey. My name is Jake. I am joined by my friend, Jordan. Jordan, how you doing?
Oh, good to be back. Season 2. Ready to
Season
go.
2. And not only are we joined by someone else, the coach, and he is not in a basement. He has Wi-Fi.
Sir.
And he's using a computer like a full-grown adult. There's actually a little behind the scenes thing here. He's actually using the audio on his phone because his computer's not working. So,
Hey,
Yeah,
we're
still
50%
the
of way
technical
there.
difficulties season 2. It's gonna be fun. Looking forward to it. Good to be here, boys. Good to be here with all our fans. I think it's really cool. We're live. A year ago when we started this around this time, we didn't think we'd be at this point. We didn't think we'd have all you awesome people here with us, and I'm excited for season 2 now.
yeah, that's that's a good segue. First of all, super excited. Year 2. I can't believe it. It's been a year this week that we started this. So, very thankful for everybody. Adam mentioned it. We're live on YouTube right now. Sorry, the door started opening behind me. So if you want to come hang out with us, if you're listening to this later on, We're recording our episodes live, so you can come in here and hang out. We got a bunch of people in here right now. And then if you want, you could also, if you don't feel like you want to listen to the podcast episodes and you need something to look at, you can always watch the episodes back. So kind of see what we were talking about with the chat. So if you hear us talking about random people, it's because we're also interacting with our chat here. So there's been a bunch of changes for us. We got a new logo. For anyone who's live with us right now, Jordan, you want to show it off one more time?
Yep, I can show it off. It's also in the background there of the live stream. So
Yep.
New logo.
New logo. New logo. It's on our Facebook page. It's everywhere. So if you find us, you'll see that. What else? Well, Patreon members. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Don, to Maxwell, to Joey, and then to our significant others, and to John, who are all our Patreon members right now. So you guys are awesome. Really appreciate you guys. We did open up a $10 Patreon Dynasty League, so anyone who joins that one will join a Dynasty League with us. Winner of that one is going to win $100, and we're gonna get a trophy. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. We're looking at right now. We have 5 people in there, so we just gotta get 5 more, which we'll see. Hopefully, I don't know what's gonna happen if we don't get 5 more, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll get it.
Yeah, we got it. It's a lot.
We do have like 8 months, so
yeah.
So yeah, there's that. We're gonna continue doing some free leagues, and then we're thinking of doing also like a $3 Patreon league too. So something a little bit more affordable, right? And then what else before we get into the football stuff? We're getting merch. So if you've been on our Facebook page, you've seen that we have been posting pictures about shirts and mugs and all that. Jordan right now is rocking the crew neck, and then he also has the coffee mug, which, as he pointed out, we should have put it on the side of the cup, not the front of the cup. But we can change that, and we can we can change that for you guys.
In the future, we could do the logo on the side and then one of our faces on the other. They can choose their favorite guy from the podcast. Genius. That'd be pretty good.
If we do that, I'm gonna buy one, and because I need a cup with Adam's face on it.
I'm just gonna mean mug it too. It's gonna be like a prison picture.
Prison Adam.
Yeah.
All right. Unless you guys can think of anything from the behind the scenes stuff.
No, just excited to share more. I think as with season 2, we're just looking at ways to expand, get more people involved, show more of our faces, I guess. Merch, things like that. So definitely, if you have ideas or things to throw our way, definitely do that. So we're excited about season 2 and the things we got coming. But yeah, Jake, that's it. That's all I had. So now let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it. So we're going to start with our game. Today, boys, I have a game for you. He says we can hardly hear Adam. So, Adam, you got to get louder.
All right, I'll be really loud.
I appreciate you guys kind of telling us this. Like I said, this is our first time doing it, so there's going to be some bumps in the road, right? Like even now I'm looking at the stream and the borders around Adam are a little weird and so on mine. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. Anyway, so we got our game. I have, what is it? Did I say 1 minute, 3 minutes for you guys? What was in the past? I gave you guys...
You give us 3.
3 minutes. All right. And I have it up here. Kurt says, get loud. I have it up here where people watching will be able to know the answers. You guys will not, so don't peek. Don't look at the stream, okay, boys?
Yep.
All right. The over/under is don't ruin. You're ruining fantasy.
Kidding. Go. I won't.
No, we're good.
Big one today. 7.5 is the number, so you gotta get 8 to win. Okay. All right. I'm gonna bring up the picture for the people watching at home right now. Oh, and geez, Adam's thing's behind the pictures. Hold on. There we go. All right. The question today is going into this past year, 2022. Which 10 players had the highest cap? penalties if you were to have cut them. So right now we're talking a lot about Aaron Rodgers and how he might get traded, and it really matters because like he's owed $50 million this year or whatever it was, right? So my question is, who has the highest cap hits going into last year? Okay?
Russell Wilson.
Hold on. Hold on. The largest cap hits going into this past season. I keep saying that because there are two guys who are currently not on any team that have big cap hits. Okay? So, 7.5. So you need to get 8. And one last hint is 9 of them are quarterbacks.
I was going to say, I'm actually surprised that there's one that's not.
All right, so everyone keep track at home. Let's see how bad they do here. I don't know how good they're going to do. So, let me pull my phone up here. Remember, you got to lock it in, all right? And then, Adam, don't forget to get loud.
Yep, I'm getting loud.
What's funny is he's going to sound fine on when we, like, upload the podcast part of it. So every so often, he's just going to be like, yeah, I'm getting really good. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
3. Oh, and you only get 3 wrong. 3, 2, 1, go.
Russell Wilson, lock it in.
Incorrect. That's 1.
What? How?
Tom Brady. Tom Brady, lock it in.
Correct. He's number 9, $35 million.
Okay, that makes sense. He's one of those that's currently not on a team.
Correct.
That's why that hint was helpful.
Yeah.
Jordan, you think Aaron Rodgers?
He signed that new deal. This is not cap numbers. That's the hard part. He signed that deal. This is the
Yeah,
year
I'm testing your
that
NFL
crazy.
knowledge here.
Right? Like, isn't this the year that his deal is all crazy?
Yes.
Let's table that one, Adam. Let's table that one. Who signed like big contracts? Because it's like early in their contract that this would be a thing. Like, because if you sign right away, it's like all that guaranteed, and then they cut you right away. Or it's like the end, or like those 1-year deals. Those are the ones that create the big.
Time's ticking. You got 2 minutes.
Pat Mahomes, lock it in.
Lock it in.
Josh Allen, lock it in.
Pat Mahomes, yes, 49. He was number 2. Number 4 was Josh Allen, 39.
Those are the guys who signed those mega.
Actually, Mahomes is 49.
Well, yes, huge.
Sean Watson.
Number 1 at 54. Oh, jeez Louise. Sorry.
So yeah, Sean, Pat, Josh.
So you have 4.
Kyler Murray, lock it in. Kyler Murray, lock it in.
No. No, I'm sorry.
What about Dak? Dak? Do you think, Adam?
Yeah.
Dak, lock it in.
Number 3 at 49 as well.
Oh, nice.
So you guys are missing.
really
You guys are
bad.
missing 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. You need 2 more.
Oh my lord.
Wait,
And one is.
you need 3 more.
Right?
Yeah.
I can't even guess the one that's not important.
Who was the receiver that got a big deal? Was it Tyreek?
I'll give you a hint. It's not a receiver.
It's not a receiver.
You have a minute. Come on.
Oh,
You're missing some quarterbacks here.
Give us like a division or something.
Okay, I'll give you one. He's in the news right now. Apparently, his team doesn't want him. Guys.
Is it Lamar?
It is 32.
Still on his rookie deal though?
Well, here's his 5th-year option going into it. Yeah.
Option. Okay.
hey, wasn't Cousins fully guaranteed?
Yeah, I saw Jake's eyes go like this. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, he's number 6 at 36.
Right.
Notice that all these guys are like within like 3 million of each other.
Right.
You have 15 seconds. You need 1 more.
I don't even have.
Oh my god.
1 more will win it.
Division for a quarterback.
AFC South. You have 3 seconds.
Tannehill, lock it in.
Tannehill. Davis Mills. Tannehill. Was it Tannehill?
It's number 5. Number 5.
Tannehill.
Number 5.
All right, hang on. Let me look now at the thing.
Laramie Tunzel is the one.
He was the non.
Yep, and then Matt Ryan.
Oh, Matt Ryan.
A left tackle.
Wow.
Jesus.
Well, hey.
Gordon, we won again though.
Yeah, you guys did good.
Oh, did we get it? All right.
Oh yeah, you
Matt
hit it.
Ryan.
You hit it right at the right at the buzzer here.
Hey, for the listeners, I'm literally sweating from this game.
I'm sweating from this game.
I'm perspiring, yeah.
Oh, how I miss these games.
Yeah. John said it's a little tough to hear you guys, so just speak up.
All right.
Yeah. Just
tell John to turn up his volume.
Yeah,
his AirPods.
All right.
That's not how we speak to our listeners.
Our loyal listeners.
Not that I'm gonna say I know John, but you know.
But here we are.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the NFL news. We are 12 minutes into this already, so let's get going. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do the NFL news. There's a lot going on, so let's hit that first. Derek Carr signed with the Saints, 4-year, $150 million, $60 million guaranteed. Jordan, what do you think?
What are the Saints doing? What's their plan? Are they rebuilding? Are they going for the playoff? I just don't understand what they're doing. It feels like they should have gone into a rebuild, and instead they signed Derek Carr to like a big deal. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I think maybe it's because they're a weak division, right? The NFC South, like they could win the division, no problem.
They will win the division. Are you nuts?
So maybe as I'm talking, I'm convincing myself that it was no
good.
But yeah, I guess a little surprising is what I'd say.
It's good for fantasy purposes.
I think I would agree with that, actually. I think I also like Chris Olave in that offense. Hopefully Michael Thomas comes out. I know Michael Thomas tweeted thank you or something like that.
Yeah, and then I immediately read, well, he might get cut.
Oh, well. But I think it just gives everyone a boost, and who knows what Alvin is going to do. But I know there's still some outstanding questions if he's going to even play this season. So we'll track that one. But I think it gives everyone a boost, better than Jameis or Taysom.
Definitely.
Or Andy Dalton.
Oh, or Andy Dalton, yes.
So here's what I'll say about the Carr signing. I really like it. I think the Saints are going to win 10 games next year easy.
Easy.
The division is awful. It is horrendous. And I think with the weapons they've got in offense, their cap situation, they're in a cap hell. Their cap situation is awful. I get it. But at the same time, I think Derek Carr, he finally gets to play in a city that loves football. I'm not convinced that Vegas loves football yet. I'm not. And I think he gets a better situation there in New Orleans than Las Vegas right now. I just do. And I just really like it. I think he's a proven guy. His win-loss record's not great. But I think he's going to be in a good situation. I think they have more weapons on paper than the Raiders did last year. So.
Adam, would you say you would book it?
Yeah, you gonna book it?
Saints would get
the first one of the year.
No, I will book it though. That the Saints will make the playoffs and they will host the playoff game.
Wow, that was cute.
If the Buccaneers can go 7-8-1 or whatever the heck they did, and host the playoff game, I think the Saints will do it.
Hey, quick heads up, guys! I realized that I had my sound mixer and I had this whole. I had both of you turned down to 12, so I just turned everyone up.
Good.
I'm hoping it is. Don asked. So with Carr going to the Saints, is Kamara out, especially with his off-field issues? I mean, I think he'll be back. I mean, Kamara's gonna be the most interesting one to talk about this offseason because we just won't know until the suspension.
Yeah, and it seems like it's coming. I know we kind of waited for it all last year that he would get suspended, and then it just never came. So that's one we'll just have to keep watching. It would hurt the whole Saints offense.
Yeah. Sorry, I read John says, "Can we talk about how Patrick Mahomes' brother Jackson should be in jail?" No, we're not going to talk about that.
No, we will not.
I don't want to talk about that TikTok guy, right?
Yeah. He's interesting to talk about when we're only talking about his TikToks.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson got the non-exclusive franchise tag. So let me start here. 1, we will always say pay the man. We're always going to say that. Make your money. 2, the Ravens are stupid. They are so dumb. You know how we'll talk about Aaron Rodgers here in a sec. The Jets probably won't even have to give up a first-round pick for Aaron Rodgers. If I'm the Jets, I would rather have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, for sure.
And then 3, it is listen, for anyone who is following football like a lot of us obviously do, and the things going on when he got that tag, I don't know if you guys saw, he got the tag, and then within like 20 minutes, like 7 teams were like, we're not interested. Like the Texans, the Falcons, the Panthers are all like, we're not interested. And if you're reading between the lines, they're saying that because they want his value to go down. Because they're trying to reset the market from the Deshaun Watson thing.
Yep. And that's the thing. The Deshaun Watson's deal really screwed up future deals. And it's, Deshaun Watson's story, we talked about it last season. It is what it is. But the Browns are the Browns, and they made a Brown move for a quarterback. And I don't think it's going to be the norm. I really don't think guaranteed contracts are going to all of a sudden be the norm. I know that's what Lamar Jackson wants.
That's what he should get.
Tidbit. Well, I know, but here's the interesting tidbit. And I didn't know this until I listened to the Herd podcast a few days ago. Lamar Jackson doesn't have an agent, folks.
Yeah.
His mom is his agent. And I think that hurts him. I just honestly think it really hurts him. Not able to negotiate in a way that a typical agent would with multiple big guys on their docket, so to speak. I just think Lamar Jackson, if I'm him, I'm mad at the Ravens. I don't want to play for him.
Here's something interesting. Don just said, Don said Lamar is stuck in Baltimore. If anyone tries to get him, they're going to have to pay him $40 million, a year, plus and 2 first-round picks. No one wants to toss up 2 first-round picks for Lamar. So we know that Don is a Buccaneers fan. If you're the Bucs and all you have is Kyle Trask, would you not?
I'd give 2
first-round picks and $40 million. While it sounds crazy, I mean, they better give him $40 million now because Joe Burrow's going to get paid and Justin Herbert's going to get paid, and it's going to be more than $40 million.
I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but Daniel Jones just got $40 million a year. So
absolutely, I would give up 2 first-round picks.
Lamar.
I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Adam, I think you make a great point. I think it seems like it's a weird situation because it's not typical, right? Like you wouldn't normally see this, and I think it's just soured this relationship with like the Ravens organization and Lamar. I want to see Lamar go somewhere else. From a fantasy perspective, I want to see him go somewhere else. The NFLPA just released like this survey, and the Ravens like training staff got like an F-.
Yeah.
Like because so many of their guys get hurt and stuff like that, which we kind of alluded to that on during last year's episodes where we were like, is something going on in the Ravens training facility? Like everyone is hurt all the time.
Yep.
On the Ravens. So I would just love to see him get like a fresh start, kind of get behind this, have a team pay whatever it takes, give some first rounders, and then have like an electric player on their team because I want that from a fantasy perspective.
Not to mention, Deshaun Jackson was the name in the receiver room that most people knew, and he was like 37 years old.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
Don't forget about Devin Duvernay. Jake didn't even remember his first name for the rest of the year. So.
Jake Duvernay,
all right,
love him.
All right, guys, we got to cook. We got to get going here.
All right, come on, keep it going.
All right,
keep going.
Daniel Jones signed a new contract, 4-year, $160 million, 35 of it is incentives. That's crazy. Good for him.
He should have gotten tagged.
He should
have gotten tagged.
And then signed Saquon. And then
Can I just say one thing because I don't got much to say about it? Boo.
Yeah. Yes, boo.
Boo.
I love
the playoffs. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, but I love.
Dabble did that.
Hold on, I love the Geno Smith signing, 3 years, 75, 40 guaranteed. I love that a lot more than the Daniel Jones. And then today he came out and he said, "Yeah, I'll for sure mentor someone." I'm like, "Oh, that's what you want to hear." Like
multiple people think Pete Carroll is smitten with that Richardson guy out of Florida.
I'm telling you guys, he's going to be the first overall pick.
You think so?
Yes. Book it.
You want to book it?
Book it.
To the Bears.
All right.
No, not to the Bears.
Okay, I was going to say, whoa.
It's every year, man. Every year someone does crazy at the combine, and then they just fall in love.
Well, and he had a good year at Florida. I mean, they didn't do that great.
He was inconsistent.
Or like win-loss, but... But so is Pat Mahomes in college,
That's true. Let's just go through the tags. I really don't really talk about them. Really, Barkley got tagged. Barkley got tagged. Jacobs got tagged. Pollard got tagged. Evan Ingram got tagged. So they're all staying put. They're going to keep doing what they do. I think the big one is Tony Pollard getting tagged. Could be the sign that we might not get Zeke might not be feeding anymore. So
good.
Yeah,
I'm ready for Zeke to.
Oh yeah.
Not. I hate that.
He should fade away. Fade away.
I love Tony Pollard. So he had his broken leg though in the playoff games. So.
I'm sorry, guys. John says, Adam, it's looking like a couple hockey teams are going to score more goals than what Denver scored this year. You know how hard that is to do, right?
Hey, I'm already liking the live stream.
Oh, it's fun.
This was a bad idea. I don't like this. Don't put my Broncos on blast, John. I thought I loved you like a brother at one point. But
oh, Adam, I got some Broncos hot takes coming later
Ooh.
in the episode. So,
fantastic.
All right, let's
Jake, we got to talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, so I was going to say. Yeah, he's going to be a Jet.
Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So, I'll just say it. I'm not going to say his name, but one of our best friends in the whole world. He made a point like a few weeks ago. Aaron Rodgers is a romantic for the game. He loves the story, right? He loves the story. Flashback to 2008. Where did Brett Favre go? Jake, just trivia for you. Where did Brett Favre go when he was done with the Packers?
The Jets.
Oh, the Jets. Good, okay. It would not shock me if Rodgers wants to follow suit in the story of Brett Favre, take the Jets to the playoffs like Brett Favre couldn't, and then if Kirk Cousins is done in Minnesota after next year,
Jesus.
Wouldn't it be a story where he comes back to the NFC North, and that'd be just like Aaron, by the way. I'll be honest, I'm kind of sick of the guy because he's all about me, the spotlight. Like, his whole darkness retreat made me want to puke. Like, just, if you're going to go on a darkness retreat, don't tell the world about it. Just get in your cave and get the heck out of here. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so done with the guy.
We know that Jordan and I are huge Packer fans. Sorry. The chat. We're gonna have to get used to this. I'm gonna have to get used to this. C.J. Stroud greater than Bryce Young. I am all about that. Just
no.
We'll talk about. We'll
get there.
We'll get there. Yeah.
But no.
So as the Packer fans, I think Jordan and I are the same. Where we are also over Aaron Rodgers. I think I was talking to someone. I was talking to one of our Patreon members about it. They had asked, and I said, living in Wisconsin, we're just so sick of the guy, right? He's a selfish guy. He's the guy who thinks he's smarter than everyone in the room, right? And if you think you're the smartest in the room, you're not, right? On a football though, aspect of it, you want Aaron Rodgers, right, Jordan? You want to keep Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'd be sad to see him go from a football perspective. Yeah. And let's remove my fandom from it. From a fantasy perspective, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, from a fantasy perspective, do you want Aaron Rodgers to be throwing to Garrett Wilson and have Breece Hall and
he's got better weapons than the Packers have.
You might like that. That might be better from a fantasy perspective to see that. I think I agree with both of you, which is just kind of the drama of it.
Yeah.
I'm almost tired of just even talking about
it. Yeah, and that is unique to us because we live here. The national we think this Lamar stuff is super interesting, right? I bet you the people in Baltimore are real tired of it right now.
It's been going on for 2 years. Yeah.
I will say, if Jordan, when this officially happens, we could. What are you doing, Adam? Pull yourself together.
Leave me alone, man. I'm sorry, I forgot.
John says, breaking news: Rodgers traded to Denver.
They have 2 quarterbacks now. Yeah.
Can I do my first book it? Can I do my first book it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Assuming Jordan Love's starting, right? 500 yards rushing on the season.
For Aaron Jones?
For Jordan Love.
Yeah, Aaron Jones.
He could easily hit 30. That man will use his legs. It'll be really interesting to see. That's a little prediction for you, everybody.
You're wrong, but I'll take it.
Don says he'd take Rodgers as his quarterback 2 or 3 fantasy wise if he moved.
Interesting. That's what it's kind of what I was getting at. I don't know if 2 or 3, but kind of is he better? Like, is average, like, is ADP going to be higher if he's on the Jets?
Yes.
I think yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, last thing I want to say about it, because we got a lot to talk about the free agency preview. He didn't want to work with the young guys for Green Bay.
It has to be a requirement.
It would have to be.
Yeah, it would have to be part of his contract.
Go into New York with I get Hackett's there. That's fine. Whatever. He knows the system. They have so many young players. If you don't go in there and be a leader and be part of OTAs, I'm sorry, it's not going to work.
Yeah, and then we didn't even talk about what we think the compensation will be. So it's going to be crazy. You guys might want to check the chat. The most recent comment is a little nuts.
Yeah, but I'm definitely putting it in. So.
Oh yeah, Don, you're making the bucket. Don, go ahead, Jordan.
The bucket. He says Calvin Ridley, 1,750 receiving yards.
Oh man,
buddy, come on, man.
That's over Cooper Kupp from last year.
You had a year off, Don. Don, I love you, but come on, man.
Super interesting piece, by the way. You can Google it. Calvin Ridley put out like a thing in the paper or whatever, where he just kind of talked about what happened and why he did it, and super humble, just owned it. Yeah. Was just
I'm a big fan.
Was just like I was in a bad place, and I'm gonna get the quote wrong, but he was like, I was just at home, and I downloaded an app, and I made a parlay with a bunch of NBA teams, and then I thought, well, I'll bet on my boys, and I threw it in there, and that was all it was.
To be honest, though, he's human. Like, yeah. You don't think there's other guys in the NFL betting? I'm sorry, but anyway, we gotta move.
We gotta move. You want to know why we gotta move, Adam?
Because it's my turn.
Oh man, guys, it is free agent preview. So we are going to talk about, obviously, with the top 3 at each position: quarterback, wide receiver, running back. We're not going to really talk about tight end. The biggest one is Dalton Schultz. So, and then next week's free agency. So we'll be able to kind of talk about who signed where. We'll do that for 2 weeks. So,
yep.
Adam, actually, I had quarterbacks, and then Adam said, no, I want them. So there you are, man. What you got? Give us number 3.
I'm greedy. Number 3 might shock
the world
a little bit. It's not going to shock the world, because I think there's some teams that, like, I'll be honest, Don, the Bucs would like this guy over Kyle Trask. I'm sorry, they would.
Like a lot of people
Jacoby Brissett. I think he's my 3 quarterback. I just think he is a guy that could be a stopgap quarterback for whoever the Bucs or someone would bring in. You know what? I honestly think he'll have more suitors than people think. He played arguably his best football when he was the Browns quarterback this year. Like, he really did. And he's only 30. He's a younger quarterback yet. Is he ever going to shock you and lead a team to a Super Bowl? Probably not. But I really think Jacoby Brissett could be a guy that is a stopgap starter somewhere in the league. There's quarterback-needy teams. Even Las Vegas, if they can't get a splashy quarterback, Jacoby Brissett might not be a bad idea if you're going to draft a quarterback anyway, if you're the Las Vegas Raiders. So Jacoby Brissett is my 3.
Yeah, I think that Jacoby Brissett should be whatever team is going to draft. You draft Bryce Young, get Jacoby Brissett. You want CJ Stroud, get Jacoby Brissett. That's the perfect, because you don't want to sign Jimmy Garoppolo, because Jimmy Garoppolo wants to be a starter for years, right?
Yep.
Love Jacoby Brissett. Fantasy wise, but
I'll be honest, the whole QB free agent market compared to last year, like last year was kind of bleh. This year's really bleh. Like, it's kind of slim pickings for free agency for quarterbacks right now. Now, when I was thinking about this list, I did think about do we consider Lamar a free agent because he's the unrestricted tag? But
well, that's why we talked about it. I figured we would just keep the big one out.
Yeah, I'll say about Jacoby Brissett. I would initially was like, but I kind of like the match in Tampa if they feel like Kyle Trask is like their guy. Even if it's just
Don just said there
like overlap.
Don said there's talk about getting Drew Lock.
Ooh, have fun, Donnie boy.
Drew Lock, what a stabilizing presence in the locker room. But I think that's why you get Jacoby. I think he's like a Tyrod Taylor kind of thing.
Oh, if Drew Lock and Kyle Trask are in your room, Todd Bowles just signed his own death sentence.
I'm sorry, Jordan. You watch your mouth. Tyrod Taylor is a starting quarterback in this league, and he is disrespected, though. Ty God? Oh, God. I'm going to get a T-shirt that just says Ty God.
Let it go. Let him go.
All right, Adam, what you got next?
All right, number 2. Again, it was really hard because, you look at all these NFL analysts post their, 100 top free agents.
Yeah.
They had Derek Carr on there before he signed with the Saints. He was going to be my number 1 pick. My number 2 is another guy I think that could start somewhere if he stays healthy. Teddy Two Gloves. I really think he started playing okay. What, Jacob?
I hate him.
I know you hate him, but he could start somewhere and be doable.
Sure. Yes.
But before he got hurt for Miami, he was playing okay. I think he would have played just fine in Mike McDaniel's system. I think he'll start somewhere next year as a stopgap, much like Jacoby Brissett. And honestly, those guys were a coin flip for me. Looking back, I'm kind of doing what Jordan did in the beginning of the podcast. I'm talking myself into Jacoby being number 2 now. but Teddy Two Gloves is number 2, and I just feel bad for him. He's been bounced around ever since that knee injury at practice when he was a Viking. And I think, is he going to wow you? Is he going to put up fantasy numbers that you're like, oh my God, he's a stud? No, because I know from experience. I had him when he was a Bronco, and he sucks. But it's he'll do okay. He's also, I think, only 30, so he's a younger quarterback. I think he can start in this league yet. Is he going to start for 10 years? No, he's not. But he's going to start somewhere next year. I guarantee it. You can book it.
Don't. We're not booking
just
that.
Wrong about that. He's definitely going to be on a team. Mm-hmm. He will be. He's still a top tier backup. I will give you that. But that is that's his ceiling. He's just a good backup quarterback to have. He's a great guy. Teams want him.
Yep.
Backing
great
up
leader.
Injury prone quarterbacks. It's obviously a step back if your starter gets hurt. But with someone like Teddy Bridgewater, you feel like you could maybe split the games until your guy gets back, right?
Can I flip
you kind of have that.
You may not. No, I'm sorry.
I think that Teddy Bridgewater is a great free agent quarterback. He will not start on a team.
All right, and then
you want to make a gentleman's wager, $1 again?
Sure,
yeah,
love it.
All right, yep, $1 wager, boys.
All right, talk about Jimmy G.
Yeah, I know. So number 1's pretty obvious. It's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he'll be a Texan. I really do think Houston's going to make a run for him. I know it's not. If I were him, I wouldn't want to go to the AFC. No way in heck do I want to go to the AFC if I'm Jimmy G. But I think he's going to have the most suitors now. I think if he stays healthy, he's 40-19 in the regular season as a starter. He's very efficient, very effective. In the playoffs, he's done what it takes to win games. That Super Bowl, he actually played very well until, the last quarter.
Yeah.
He played very well. I think he's still got it in him. Now, a sleeper team could be the Raiders because Josh McDaniels was his OC in New England. Yep. They've got that connection. I think the Raiders have more – I think the Raiders instantly become – better than they were with Derek Carr. I really do think Jimmy G if he stays healthy, that's the big thing is he's got to stay healthy the whole year. And the problem is teams are going to send him a lot of guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Whoever signs him. And Jimmy G's good because my bones are brittle. I need that for my medical bills. It's just, I love Jimmy G. I really like him as a quarterback. I think he's a great leader. People love him in the locker room. But he's number 1 there. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I like the Raiders too. I'd hate the Houston one. But Raiders are a good
I mean,
fit.
D'Amico Ryans is the head coach there.
Yeah,
that's true.
They also have connection,
Here's my hot take about Jimmy G. He should just retire because anywhere he goes, he's going to be exposed as being a not good quarterback.
Ooh.
Where with Kyle Shanahan, he's been successful. He's going to show up in one of these places and he's just going to get trashed by every team. And he goes to AFC West. You're telling me he's going to go to the Raiders, the worst team in the AFC West? He can play the Chargers twice. He plays Sean Payton twice. Not Russell. Sean Payton twice.
No, I agree, yeah.
Pat Mahomes twice. Like, that's 6 losses. Just like that. Like, before the season even starts. I think he should retire and leave everyone thinking, like,
right.
Oh, is he one of the best quarterbacks, most clutch guys ever?
Yeah.
Because as soon as he plays one season with any of the other guys, it's just, I mean, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
We're all going to be like, oh, it was just the coaching and the other guys around him that held him up.
Jordan, thank you for your take of stop playing, don't make more money. Just okay. Anyways,
okay. From a money perspective, he should obviously get
from a normal
guarantee.
human being perspective.
I'm just saying, from my perspective, leave us thinking like he's something really good that he's not. He's just gonna go somewhere, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, he's actually bad." Like
I really like.
You could like him as a guy. He's not a good player. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jordan, your turn.
Right.
Enough of that tomfoolery.
Let's talk about running backs. It's kind of a deep running back class of like RB4s is what I'll say. So looking at some of these guys, I'll just like throw some names out and then I'll talk about my top 3. Rashad Penny, Damian Harris, Kareem Hunt, Dante Foreman, Alex Madison. Like those are all guys that could go somewhere. They could back someone up. And if someone goes down, they could be good players. I think Alexander Madison's the perfect example of that, where he backs someone up, but if someone goes down, he becomes a great option. So a great handcuff. My running back 3, Jamal Williams, the touchdown machine from the Detroit Lions. Last year he finished as RB7, which is crazy.
That is very crazy.
17 touchdowns. So I think he's just wild. Like a touchdown machine. Obviously he'll regress a little bit there, but I think he's an electric personality. He loved that play from behind mentality that the Lions had going. Even if he takes a step back, that's still okay. I still think he goes somewhere and he's still fantasy relevant.
We want to see him go back to Detroit, correct?
I think back to Detroit. The other place that I was like, could he go would be like Carolina, like because they have nobody. Yeah. Like that's another spot that he could be a 3-down back in. But I would love to see him back in Detroit. I would actually not love to see him back in Detroit because of my Packer fandom. I would love to see him back in Detroit for fantasy football.
Okay.
I loved his speech in Hard Knocks, and I'll never ever have anything but good things to say about Jamal Williams. So yeah, sign him up somewhere, man. He's young yet. What is he? 27? Like
he's the same age as Aaron Jones.
Time yet. Yeah, so he's got time yet.
Yeah. Anything else, Jake? You want to say about Jamal Williams?
Well, Don gave a puking face about Jamal Williams, so clearly not a fan on his end.
No, he didn't want him to go to Carolina. He doesn't want him to score 20 touchdowns against the Bucs.
Oh, that's right.
Well, Carolina doesn't have a quarterback, so they would run Jamal Williams into the ground.
I read that they are trying to figure out a contract, so hopefully he ends up in Detroit. I mean, that's what we want. We want him to stay there, and he could then 17 touchdowns is probably not repeatable, but 10 touchdowns is. So
he's got to stay with the Fighting Dan Campbells, man.
Okay, all right. Jamal to Tampa.
Me too. Oh, Jamal to Tampa, interesting. 3-2 on my list. David Montgomery. So at Chicago right now, he finished RB21. It's pretty low from his production perspective and from his fantasy, but he always seems to be the bell cow in Chicago. Like he's the 3-down back, he's receiving, he's just always getting touches. He gets double-digit touches every single week. I would love to see him go somewhere else. I think the Bears are what's holding him back.
Agreed.
And Justin Fields too, as being that primary runner for the team, also doesn't help. I think they have Tariq Cohen. I would love to see him explode and be.
Tariq Cohen is not on that team.
Who's the backup there?
Khalil Herbert, who is the better running back.
That's what I was thinking.
By the way,
sorry,
I agree.
Tariq Cohen's the old one. Herbert. I would love to see Herbert. Same thing.
He's the better running back.
Be the guy. I would love to see him be the guy. I think it helps him. Him be much more fantasy relevant. I'd love to see David Montgomery go somewhere else. 2 homes for you. Devin Singletary is a free agent. He's out of Buffalo. Could be interesting for David Montgomery there. The other spot, Matt Nagy, now the OC in Kansas City. they could reunite and we could have David Montgomery with Patrick Mahomes, which would be even more.
Tell you what, Jordan. All I gotta say about your take here is you brought up Matt Nagy, who last time I was on, I told you ruined Allen Robinson's career. I stand by that. So thanks a lot for rubbing salt in the wound, bringing back that guy in the
Allen Robinson.
If he goes to Kansas City, it's still Pacheco's backfield.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll see.
I'd be really interested. It'll be interesting to see what his market is. Like, is he going to go to Carolina and be the starter, or is he going to go to, I don't know, Denver, let's say, and be a backup with Javonte as they bring him back? Something like that, right?
He could.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see.
Interesting that you say that, Jake, because my number one running back is none other than Miles Sanders.
Of course.
Let's go!
So Miles Sanders finished RB10 last year. We had a lot of discussion on the podcast about it.
I've never heard of
him. Jake did not. He was great. He finishes running back 1. I think tempering expectations here, I think the best possible situation of all time for him was the run-heavy Eagles offense.
He needs to stay.
And if he stays, I love him again. I don't think he does because I think they have options and I think they might pick up someone cheaper.
Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted someone they're just such a run-heavy offense that I think they want as many runners as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And Miles Sanders can get a little banged up and stuff like that. So I think if he goes to a different team, he regresses a little bit. I still think he hovers in that RB 3 upside RB2 range for him. Where I think he will end up is in a Sean Payton style split backfield, Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram style with Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Seems like a recipe for where it will be.
Great segue, by the way, because I saw a Denver Post article the other day where the columnist was talking about that scenario. He's like, we love Latavius Murray. He was great, but he's also 33. See you later, Latavius.
Hold on. What about Marlon Mack?
Get him out of here. No, why would you bring that?
He was like the 7th option. Everyone else was
Jake, you're going to make people puke here. Come on.
Okay.
But yeah, the columnist was saying exactly what you're saying, where Peyton loves the two-back system. Like, even Deuce McAllister had I forgot who his backup was back in the day, but they loved the two-back system with Sean Payton. So,
that's going to bother me. I know the answer to that question.
I would get his jersey just to wear it every time we did the pod. If he is on
Miles Sanders Broncos,
I would wear the Miles Sanders Broncos jersey. Even if he doesn't make the team, I'm going to buy the
jersey. All right, good job, Jordan. Let's catch up on this chat quick. It's a running back question. Someone asked or said there are rumors in the Twittosphere that the Titans are shopping Derrick Henry. I don't know if you guys saw that. He said, "Have you heard about him? What do you think?" So I saw that they're shopping him. I'd be surprised if they actually did send him anywhere. Because who's gonna? What are you gonna get back? He's nearly 30. Gets hurt.
It sounds like Vrabel's ready to rebuild a little bit though. Like maybe not rebuild, but reboot. Because I don't know. They could have ditched Tannehill and tried to get Rodgers, and they didn't do that. So
I still think Tannehill might get cut, but
I don't know.
I think that he doesn't get moved. I think we get at least one more year of him, and then if you're going to move on.
You don't think a desperate team like a guy who's or a team that's one guy away from a Super Bowl run would not put the chips in the basket and just
you'd be hoping to get a third. No one's going to send. No, you're not getting a second for an older running back. No, that's not going to happen.
I think the cost is too high.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
You're going to get Aaron Rodgers for a second.
No, you're going to get Aaron Rodgers for at least a first.
No, there's not a chance with that. But
the Jets will $60 million. And $60 million. So
correct.
I think the draft capital is not the thing that's put in the bank.
Anyways, if I'm a betting man, I say Henry stays for another year, at least.
Right. Receiver time, huh?
Just going to finish up the chat quick.
Sorry, my bad.
Someone said Bears are going to win the 2023 draft. As much as I hate to say it, I 100% agree. I think they're going to kill it. If I'm them, I'm trading back to 2 trading back to 4. I'm trading back as many times as I can. I mean, ideally you would trade to 2 with Houston, right? You'd then trade back to 4 with the Colts, and then you still end up getting Will Anderson.
Yep.
That would be ideal.
And then I'm writing like 1,000 thank you notes to Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
And I'm going to deliver them like Harry Potter when they deliver letters to someone's house. They come down everything. Yeah, that's for winning that game.
And then we got, someone says, Jake Miles Sanders is telling me he wants to be invited to your birthday party. Well, Miles Sanders can... No, he's not. No, he cannot come to my birthday party.
Thank you for keeping it PG.
Hey, oh, and then John's just curious, Adam, what pick does Denver have?
Something in the 3rd. I don't know why. Next question.
Right.
We got Sean Payton, baby. First round pick.
Let's do receivers so we can finish this up. So, receivers, pretty bad class overall. So my number 3, I went with the legend himself, Odell Beckham Jr. I have no stats on him because he didn't play last year, which was the best thing he could have done, by the way, just to heal up. Came out today that he's ready to start doing workouts. So
okay.
I don't know how that works. Could he sign before free agency? Because he...
I don't think so.
No, can no one be...
He's technically a free agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
And that's purely off the fact that we've seen how talented he is. So he could be a steal. It really just depends on how he responds to the ACL, right? Because he hasn't played football in over a year. So, ideal spot, I think, is the one that's been talked about the most. That would be Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They need a second receiver badly. I think that
didn't he visit them?
Yeah, he went. He checked it out. They need a second receiver badly because I think it showed that Dak needs a second receiver. They gave up on Amari Cooper at least a year or two early. Like they messed that up. So give me him, number 3, and he could end up being the best signing of this whole class. Which just all depends. Do you guys agree? Anything to say about that, or
Dallas is the right home for him?
Yeah, it's it's such a question mark, right? You skip a whole year. The dude complained about turf ruining athletes, which that's a whole nother enchilada. But it's like, you're telling me he's ready to just strap up and go? Like I have my doubts, but like you said, it's a thin market, so he's up there just for what he's done already. So,
number 2, I'm gonna go back to going full circle. We're gonna come back to Kansas City and TikTok dancers. I'm gonna go with Juju Smith-Schuster. Last year he was wide receiver 37. He had 78 receptions, 930 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Pretty decent year. The thing is that I don't think he's ever...
3 touchdowns is a decent year?
Well, 950 yards is, though.
Cool.
He won a Super Bowl.
Cool. Score more touchdowns, please. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
All right. Is he ever going to get back to the 1,400-yard season? No, I don't think so. But he's shown that he can be a quality wide receiver too, right? And I just don't think that he's going to be anything more than that again. I think it just really shows that 1,400-yard season was a fluke, or it just was weird that it happened that way. TikTok had just started, so he was really excited about dancing, and he just doesn't have that excitement anymore, But Juju Smith-Schuster, I think he's a solid 2 on this list, and if I'm him, I'm going back to KC. 100%.
Yeah.
Why the heck would you ever... Yeah.
Why not? Just won a championship.
Yeah, would you rather get paid more and go to Chicago? No.
Ask Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
But I think that raises a really good point. Like, he's still young enough that maybe he does want to go.
Yeah.
He got his ship, and now he's like, I'm gonna go get paid somewhere, versus just taking a smaller deal. You see that more with like vets, right? Who are like been in the league a long time, they go somewhere to get their championship. So that's something to consider there, but he's just a couple touchdowns away from really being like in the wide receiver 3 conversation, which is good. I mean, he finished just behind like Adam Thielen, Tyler Boyd, just ahead of Drake London and Donovan Peoples-Jones. But a couple more touchdowns would have put him,
in the 20s,
like Mike Williams, Jacoby Myers, George Pickens, Zay Jones, like some of these guys who are a little higher up. So I think if he could repeat this season and catch 3 more touchdowns, he's someone that you're starting to flex pretty much every single week.
And then number 1, I think it's Jacoby Myers. Last year he finished.
It's a thin class.
It is a thin class. I mean, it is what it is, right? But 32 or wide receiver 32, 67 receptions, 807 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So he finished 5 spots higher because he had 3 more touchdowns. The reason I like him, he's also a decent wide receiver too, but this is his first big contract, and we could see what he's like as a wide receiver 1, right? So the upside's a little higher. I own a lot of Jacoby Myers in different leagues, and I'm really excited to see where he goes. Really don't want him to go to Chicago. So
I'm going to disappoint you. He's definitely going to go to the Texans.
Oh, God. I didn't even think of that.
That's who's going to pay him. That's who's going to pay him.
Green Bay, baby.
Bummer. Boys, the problem is he's going to get number 1 money from a team like the Texans, and he's a really great number 2 on a team.
I was reading
not a 1.
I was reading that he is projected to get Christian Kirk numbers.
Yeah. I mean, that worked out
just fine, but I mean, we all laughed at it when it happened.
Yeah.
So
I just can't wait for a whole season of Jake saying, like, Jacoby Myers is the best. Name. Like, he's just going to Brandon Cooks all over again on the Texans.
If Jacoby Myers can go to a decent team, have him go to Green Bay, just any decent team, oh, man, he is the Brandon Cooks of this year.
Hey, tell you what.
It's already a terrible season.
Broncos can trade Jerry Jeudy to the Packers, get a pick for him.
What up, Joe?
We'll take Jacoby
What up,
Myers.
Joey?
We'll take him.
Yeah, see, perfect. So you have it, guys. Those are our 3 people that we did Myers, Juju, and Odell. What were your 3, Jordan?
Sanders, David Montgomery. So Miles Sanders, David Montgomery, and Jamal Williams. And
then Adam?
Brissett, Teddy Two Gloves, and Jimmy G.
All right, so there you have it, guys. So to wrap this up quickly, next week we'll be getting into free agency. Jacoby Myers is this year's Marlon Mack. No.
Yes, it is.
No. Hey, I gotta save my boy Jake here. Pump the brakes, folks. Come on.
It's Brandon Cooks. He's Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. So next episode, I'm excited because we're gonna have free agencies happening, and that's super exciting. Keep an eye out on the Facebook page. We'll be posting every time we see a big signing. So you can follow us on Facebook at the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. We have a Patreon. We mentioned those leagues in the beginning if you want to be a part of those. I don't know how to link them in the YouTube live yet, so we're not quite there. But the point is, you can find them on the Facebook page. Again, I mentioned we're live on Facebook or on YouTube. Super quick thanks to everyone who hung out tonight. I think we had like 8 people in here at one point, so like people kind of hanging out. If you want to rewatch this, you can find us. I'll find it on the YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. And then if you want to continue to support or listen to us also wherever the heck you listen to your podcast, because that's originally where we've been putting everything, and we're going to continue doing that. So we'd like to see those still get listened to, right? So
you got a long drive to work? Just pop us on, man.
Just pop us on. I'm sorry. The chat. I'm sorry. The chat. You guys. It's funny. It looks like Dallas is going to score more goals tonight than Denver scored in the Super Bowl against the Hawks.
John, easy, buddy.
All right.
All right. Until unless you guys have anything else to say.
No.
Love it.
Go Broncos. Go Irish. Go Tigers, baby.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good. And then you guys on YouTube. Appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys are awesome. We'll be back next week. I'm not exactly sure what date. It really just depends when free agency started. starts. Is it next Wednesday? I think it's 6 days from now, so next Wednesday. So we might do Thursday again. But just keep an eye on the Facebook page, and we'll let you guys know. So
thanks, everybody. John, be nicer.
Be nicer. All right, guys. Appreciate it. We will see you next week. Take care. Be good.